I won't fall. Late night, phone buzzing on a nightstand. I was way too drunk to be goddamn.
Alright, so first, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So where are you from originally?
I'm from Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. Super small town.
Mm-hmm. How small?
400,000 people.
Sheesh. That's kind of big.
It sounds big, but it feels super small
Okay.
when you're there.
How do you think growing up and living in Canada helped like shape your music, if at all?
I don't know, and I almost feel like it didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I would say more what shaped my music is where I was living, you know, my family being super kind of into music, not the making of it, but just into music. I don't know, maybe it did have some sort of effect on it, but I feel like I can envision it if it did.
Who were some of your musical influences growing up?
Kanye, Mac Miller, Earl Sweatshirt, Tyler the Creator. Yeah.
At what age did you start creating music?
I started making music when I was 11 or 12. I started making them on, you know, those like Apple earbuds. I would like record them on my phone with the Apple earbuds, and then get these like beats from YouTube and put them into this program called Audacity and just like lap them over each other. When I first started making music, I was really into like this rap music, which I feel like I'm kind of in this kind of different world of music now, but yeah, started when I was like 11, 12.
Where does the 347 part of your name come from?
So when I was first starting music, originally I went by my name, Aidan Fuller, and my favorite number has always been 34.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's like a mental thing of my favorite number being 34, but I started seeing the numbers 347. Like you know how you see certain numbers a lot? So I started seeing 347 a lot. Like turn on my phone, it'd be 3:47 p.m. a.m. And so I searched it up, and I went to like this random website, and it was like one of those like angel meaning websites, and it said that if you see that, it means like peace that comes with time. And I really liked that, and I didn't really like how that sounded, but I really liked the meaning of it. So from that, I took out like peace lives forever. So then for a while I was going by peace lives forever Aidan, but that felt too long, so I cut it into 347 Aidan.
Okay. So can you tell me what that moment was like when Dancing in My Room started to blow up?
A moment of dissociation. Almost like it didn't exist, but I knew it existed. There's like a world where I really wish I could be like, it was like the best moment of my life, but truthfully, it started blowing up, and I felt the exact same way I did when nothing was blowing up. I think my initial reaction was like, okay, now I have to make more music. Like this could actually work out for me. But I feel like, you know, from that moment, from any moment, that's been like, wow, this is really dope. I've never had that like moment of happiness from something successful happening, which hopefully happens someday.
Ooh. How was your experience at Southwood School in Cambridge?
Honestly, great. Very, very small school, like 500 people. Most of the people that went there, I had grown up with my whole life. I really liked it. In the first couple years of high school, like grade 9, grade 10, a lot of people would make fun of me for my music, which I weirdly loved. Like people would clown me for it, and then I'd be like, yes, this means that people are paying attention and they're watching me, and then when the music is good enough, they're gonna be there to see it. And yeah, that was like the feeling of people like almost hating on me was like this just huge motivation to keep going. And yeah, I'd say my overall high school experience was pretty good. I genuinely enjoyed it and wish that I stayed there for the later grades.
Negative feedback, backlash can be like one of the most motivating factors. That's super interesting. And I bet those same people that were clowning your shit when you were a freshman in high school are now like, yo, like, this is crazy. I always knew. You know?
It's actually,
that type of shit.
It's funny, one of the kids who always used to clown me for my music had DM'd me like a week ago, and I just checked it to see what he said, and he's like, hey man, so since I basically motivated you in high school, you think you could like get me a new Xbox? I was like, no.
Just the context of that question is wild. Not even like, can I get some concert tickets? Could like,
I know.
No, can I get an Xbox? That's crazy. Hey, shout out to bro for trying.
You attempted it.
So when you were in school and making music at the same time, what was it like trying to balance the two?
Easier than, honestly, in my opinion, easier than it sounds. Mainly because I'm totally like, my sleep schedule has always been upside down, and I've always made music at nighttime. So what I would do is I'd make music all night up until like 5, 6 a.m., go to sleep for like 45 minutes, and then I would go to school and skip 2 periods every day. It'd be the morning, and I would sleep through the morning and then go to the 2 later periods, or go for the first 2 in the morning and then skip later in the day, which isn't good. You shouldn't skip school, but somehow I was able to make it work, because anytime I would miss like in person, I'd make sure I'd like do online, you know, later that day. But also, I don't know, I feel like when I was in school, I never had that like focus of, oh, I'm gonna go to university, I'm gonna go to college, I need to get really good grades. My mentality was more like, I want to pass, and with that being my mentality, I felt like it was a lot easier for me, you know, to get through it than if I was like looking for like a 80 or 90 grade average.
So your childhood nickname was Tunny? Why?
That's how you know that. I don't know. My sister used to call me that when I was a baby. I asked her once, she said it's because she couldn't pronounce Aidan. But then it's like, how do you get Tunny from Aidan? So I don't know where that came from. But she called me it when I was a baby, and then I guess it stuck, and my whole family called me it, and my mom still calls me it, but everyone else just calls me Aidan now.
Can you tell me about the mountain?
Oh my gosh. The mountain, yes. When I was 13, 14, the first place I smoked weed was at this place called The Mountain, which was like, my house is here, and then it's like up the road and kind of like tucked away, and it's a mountain, you know, with a really beautiful view, and kids would just go there to smoke weed. And I went there for the first time when I was like 13, 14, and smoked weed with my friend Ben, and then after that I started going there every single day, and amazing spot. Really miss it. I would love to go back there just to see if it still looks the same and if people still go there. I really do wonder if people still go there, because it deserves for people to still go there.
So you've had a ton of success in music so far, and you literally are only 18 years old. How have you been able to handle that at such a young age?
I don't think about it like that. I imagine where I am now at the very beginning. I try to put myself in the place that my career has not started, that I still have no songs that have any type of streams, because if I was to look at it like, oh, I had these big songs and then this and this did really well, then I would always be focused on getting that next big moment, whereas I feel like everything has to be brick by brick. So my mentality is just pretending that I'm still at like the bottom of the ladder, and I still need to get those first couple steps in.
What was it like working with Kenny Beatz?
Awesome. So cool. At first I thought he was kind of mean, but then I figured out it was just like his humor. And then once I figured that out, I was totally comfortable. And I remember that night I was like running off no sleep for like a day. So right before the session, because that's my first studio session ever. I never worked really with anyone else prior to that. So I was super nervous. So I chugged like 3 yerbas right before. And so I had all this energy, and we go in, and he just starts playing this beat. Like 10, 15, 20 minutes go by, we have a full song, and then that's what's out. Amazing experience. I'd love to work with him again.
The best your flavor is?
In my opinion, Bluephoria.
Easy.
Right?
So good. You see the fridge out there?
I didn't.
We have a yerb fridge.
You got a yerb fridge?
Yeah.
You got Bluephorias in there?
We did. That bitch is empty right now, but maybe next time. So what are you currently working on? Is there like a project in the works?
Yes, I'm working on, well, I've now finished my EP that's going to come out mid-September, which I'm so excited for because I've been working on it for like the past 2-3 months and putting like every bit of energy that I have into it because it's so important to me, and I was putting so much energy into it that I couldn't get my mind to make other music, which is like literally my only form of real happiness. So I was like really draining myself working on this, making sure every song sounded perfect. And it was like 3 days ago when it's all finished, all the videos for it are done, cover art's done, everything's finished, so it feels amazing.
Random question, but you're in town for the Summer Smash this weekend. Who are you most excited to see perform?
Snot. Snot or Ski Mask. Although I've already seen Ski Mask perform. That was the first show that I ever went to. And it was so inspiring for me. And I remember going home after watching his show and like jotting down like all these things he did when he performed because I thought it was so cool. And then also, I really, really fuck with Snot, and I'm interested to see how much energy the crowd has for him because I think his songs carry this like underlying energy that just makes me want to like dance. So, also really excited for Glaive because I just really fuck with bro. I think he's super dope. I think he's on the come up, and I'm excited to see someone kind of in my age bracket perform.
Glaive's first show ever, too.
Is it? I wonder if he's nervous.
I think so. I interviewed him like a month ago, and he said he was nervous, excited. I think he'll do fine, though. I think it'll be received very well. Have you performed yet?
Never.
Never. Interesting. Are you nervous for your first performance whenever it is? No?
Wait. I mean, there might be like a little bit of anxiety somewhere in my brain for it, but I'm so excited for it that it completely cancels it out. Yeah.
Who are some artists that you want to work with in the future?
A lot. Right now, in this very moment, I feel like not many because I want to evolve who I am and figure out the type of music I want to continue making. But like, we're talking about the future, and Kanye would be my number one artist I want to work with. Tyler, the Creator. I'd love to work with Ski Mask. Who else? I actually would like to work with Glaive as well. I think he's really dope. I think we've had some sort of conversation about it, but it hasn't happened. Earl Sweatshirt would be super cool, but I don't think that will ever happen. Childish Gambino, because I think that he creates characters in his music, and I kind of create characters in my music, and I think it'd be really cool.
Can you expand on that, creating characters in your music?
Yeah, I feel like it's like when you're if I was an actor, right, you're playing this role, you're creating this role in your head of who you have to be, and sometimes it's like I like to make all different types of music, whether it's like rap or like some type of weird alien pop or kind of like rock, alternative rock, and I feel like I'm creating this character with every type of different song I make. And like for example, like 2-3 days ago I made this song that's a younger version of me talking to an older version of me, like a version of me that doesn't exist, a version of me in the future, and the younger version of me is like wanting the older version of me to go back in time. So it's like in my mind I'm creating this character of me in the past and then creating this other character of me that doesn't even exist yet, but what I imagine that what I will be like in that time.
That's amazing. And then the last question I have for you is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Doing cool shit, making dope music. I would hate to say a destination because I I have no clue. And if I set a destination and then I'm not there in 5 years, I'll be so upset. So I'm just gonna say making really cool music, and hopefully in 5 years I'm able to figure out the balance of what I really, really love to do and things that I have to do. I feel like my biggest struggle now is like there's a lot of things that come with being an artist that I don't necessarily love doing, that I have to do because of where I'm at, because I'm not a super established artist, and because I don't know. I mean, probably even if I was a very established artist, I still have to do stuff I wouldn't want to do. But right now, I'm really trying to find that balance between like just making like really, really cool art and doing my thing and loving it and being happy, and then getting lost in this like other world of what I don't want to do. So hopefully in 5 years, I find that solution.